It's the Gear Tester here, back with a little update on my Glock 19 Gen 4. It's back from the Glock factory for the second time. I have not shot it yet, but I have some expectations of how it's going to shoot. I sent it back to the factory a couple months ago after firing around 500 rounds through the gun, and it was having erratic ejection. It was ejecting the cases generally back into the shooter's face and neck, both to me and to other shooters. When I got the pistol back, they installed the night sights, which I requested that they install on my Glock. And the paperwork that I got right here simply said that they installed Glock night sights and that it was inspected and it meets factory specifications, that it tested okay. So I figured the first time I went to the factory that nothing might have changed because they didn't do anything. And today I got it in the mail. It's been a couple weeks. I was actually very impressed with how fast they got my pistol back to me. But I was a little bit worried about that because last time they did that and they did nothing. So the pistol's back to me, and it says right here again, this is a different a date. Okay, inspected, upgrade, no upgrade. It meets factory specs. Tested okay. Now the first time I sent the pistol to them, the gun came back dirty. It went to them clean. This time the gun went clean and it came back clean. So I don't know whether that means they didn't test it at all, or whether they shot it. I was very clear in the letter both times, but this last time I sent a letter to them here. It's an exact copy of it, where I talked to them about the problems. My pistol constantly ejects spent casings back in the shooter's face and neck. Casings also eject in a pattern crisscrossing from left to right. That this is both annoying and dangerous. I said that both times I talked about shooting lots of different ammunition. Right here, this is the second time, and then I asked three things. Okay, now they didn't do any of these three things, but I asked first that they replace all the metal injection molding parts, all the MIM'd parts on my Glock pistol, things like the extractor. That they give me a new recoil spring assembly. I wondered if there isn't something wrong with that I can't see, that I can't tell. But nope, they didn't do that. That would have been like a $5 part, I think, maybe a $10 part. Certainly cheaper for them to replace it than for me to buy it. And then please take whatever other steps you believe needed to fix my pistol. If there's no way to fix it, give me a new one in the same exact coloration with the factory night sights that I have on it currently. Thank you very much. They didn't do anything. MIM'd parts are things like the extractor. That's a new, my understanding is a new way Glock manufactured the extractors on the Gen 3s in a different way. Now they're using this metal injection molding. It's cheaper to do, so that's keeping their price down. It also tends to not last as long. The parts tend to be not as rigid, not as much carbon. My limited understanding of the differences between MIM'd and the standard machined parts is basically that MIM'd is cheaper and possibly less reliable. So they didn't do anything, and I have not fired this gun, so I'm going to be shooting it here for the first time after it's come back from the factory for the second time. The first rounds I'm going to be firing here, about 16 rounds of this Federal 115 grain ammo. That's a standard loading. This is good ammunition. It is inexpensive. I got it on sale, but that shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to shoot about 15 rounds of that, and I'm going to look at the video and see where the spent casings are ejecting. I'll know, of course, if they hit me, but this video I'm going to use to see whether they're ejecting over my left shoulder, right shoulder, what other issues might be. I'm also going to shoot 10 rounds here of some bulk, inexpensive, heavier than 115 grain. I actually don't have the box, but I think 124 grain bulk hollow point ammo. I believe it's Winchester or Remington. Again, I didn't keep the box. So first rounds are going to be just that standard 115 grain Federal ammo, which has been the problem ammo. And then I'm going to shoot this other ammunition there. Okay, this next group of ammo, 10 rounds, is going to be this bulk hollow point ammo. I believe it is Remington 124 grain. Out of those 16 rounds that I've fired of the 115 grain Federal ammo, one round touched me. It hit my chest and fell down. You may be able to tell right there if you were on the video right before I holstered my gun. I was worried about something down my shirt, down between my chest rig and my chest there. That's what happened. That one round ejected and hit my chest and went down into my chest rig. That's better than it was doing. It's still not completely fixed. It does appear that the rest of the ammunition was ejecting better. I haven't watched the video fully. Just watch it here on my screen. I'll watch it on my computer here in a second. Okay, the next ammo I'm shooting is 124 grain bulk hollow point ammo. Alrighty, so you saw what happened there. 2 rounds out of 26 rounds bounced back and struck me in the chest. Both one round from the 16 rounds that I shot of the Federal 115 grain ammo, and one round from that hollow point ammunition. The hollow point ammo was definitely heavier than the 115 grain and definitely had more power. I could definitely feel the kick in my hand, the recoil increase. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's the second time I've sent it back to the Glock factory, second time I've gotten it back from them. They've chosen to do nothing both times, and the problem still persists. You know, I got this gun 4 months ago, almost to the day. And 1 month out of those 4 months, it's been back at Glock, trying to be fixed. And both times they've sent it back to me and done nothing to deal with the problems because it has the correct parts. Is it possible that one of their correct parts could be broken on my gun? Why wouldn't they just replace it? I don't know. But 1/4 of the time I've owned this handgun, it has been back at the factory. For 2.5 weeks, about a month and a half ago, and for another 2.5 weeks, 2.5 weeks ago. Just got it back today, and I'm ticked. I do not know what to do because the gun continues to have this erratic ejection. Even with the same kinds of ammo, it's not ejecting. It's ejecting in a more normal pattern, but it's still not ejecting. The 115 grain ammo is still kind of falling down a couple times behind my shoulder, and I'm still kind of seeing it. You know, with this gun here, the Carpium 9, I've been shooting this and testing this. Had the opportunity to get this gun with the same exact ammo, the 115 grain ammo. Guess what? No problems at all. It just blazes through that ammo, and I've been very happy with the gun's reliability. I'm only 100 rounds into it. Not one round has hit my chest. Not one. And it's fired everything, and I'm accurate with it. Almost as accurate as I am with that gun. But this gun can't shoot the ammo. So, you know, I don't know what to do. I'm going to call Glock back here, see if they'll send me a label and send it back to them. Other than that, you know, I'm frustrated. I can't imagine purchasing a vehicle, owning it for 4 months, and it having to be in the shop, a brand new vehicle. I mean, I've paid over $700 for this gun with the night sights installed on it. I've bought $100+ in holsters for it, and I've fired hundreds of dollars at this point of ammunition through it, or close to it, and it's not functioning correctly at all. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of flinching because I'm afraid I'm going to hit in the face. I don't know. Very ticked. I'm angry because I figured surely this time Glock, a company who has tried to marry its name with the term perfection, you know, at this point when I had problems with my Smith & Wesson Model 617, Smith & Wesson was offering me a new pistol, and Glock doesn't seem interested in doing that. We'll see. I'll call them here, and I'll let you guys know what ends up happening. Well, what was going to be a report on my Glock 19 Gen 4 back from the factory for the second time has now turned into my video entitled Glock 19 Gen 4 back to the factory for not the first time, not the second time, but the third time. 3 times back to the factory. My pistol is going to go after this video in the box, and the shipping label is going to go on the box, and it's going to go back to the factory for the 3rd time. My pistol continues to suffer from erratic ejection, even though it's been back to the factory. You know that. You've watched these videos. I'm just going to connect these clips with the earlier clips of me shooting this gun. But when I talked to Glock, I pressed them for some points and asked them what exactly they did to my pistol, if anything. And they were very helpful, and they said, well, we ran a 10 magazine test on your Glock. So I imagine that was 10 round magazines in my pistol, and they said it ran without any problems. And they said then we replaced the slide lock in your pistol, which is interesting to me because I requested that they fix other things, maybe like the extractor, recoil spring, these things. But they did shoot my gun extensively. It came back clean this time, and that's what they're telling me when they look at it. And they did replace one part, the slide lock. So they did work on my pistol. At this point, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to ask them for. Whether that's going to be a brand new pistol, I'm kind of have lost hope that they can fix this particular pistol. I know that they've sent some individuals with Glock 19 Gen 4s, they've sent them new pistols because of problems. So we'll see what Glock ends up doing for me. I am committed to Glock. I believe they can. I know other people have Glock 19 Gen 4s that work perfectly, that don't have the problems I'm having. I'm just tired at this point. I know it's only 2 rounds that hit me out of 26, but I'm tired of the problem. You know, other pistols that I have aren't having this problem, other 9mm with the same exact ammo. I want to see a nice arcing, 90 degrees. I want to see my ammo doing this, not coming back over, not coming up and hitting me. I'm not limp wristing it. I've gone back and watched the videos. So, and I'm committed because I've bought things, I bought hundreds of dollars of holsters, magazines, additional magazines, and ammo. I've spent a lot of money on the Glock kind of weapon system, and I want to have a Glock that functions. I want to have a couple Glocks, maybe a couple Glock 19s that function flawlessly and that I can rely on for enjoying at the range and defense if I needed. I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel if this video has been interesting to you. I have lots of other videos documenting my Glock 19's problems. I have a range report 1, 2, and 3 on this pistol, and back to the factory 1 and 2. If you'd like to watch those videos, there's lots of shooting in those videos. My goal is to produce quality video reviews of shooting, camping, and survival gear. I hope that that's what I did in this video. I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I thank you so much for your views and those subscriptions. This is the Gear Tester, signing off.